Hallo und herzlich willkommen in Deutschland. Welcome to Germany. My name is Karen Watts and I'm part of the Dual Language Immersion Program at Brookwood Elementary here in Dalton. I was born and raised in Germany and I'm here to show you a few of my favorite German things. First is Haribo. These are one of my very favorite treats. These are called Milchbeeren, but they make so many different ones, and I'm sure you've seen them before, maybe even tried one. My favorite summer drink as a kid is Apfelsaftschorle. It's part apple juice, and the other half is sparkling water, and it makes for a great, refreshing summer drink. Another one of my favorites are the Grimm's fairy tales. I love the stories, and I'm sure you've heard some of them before. You might not have known that they are from Germany. For example, Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Rapunzel, and many more. And lastly, when I was growing up, we played and did a lot of puzzles by this company, Ravensburger. It's a German company, and they make puzzles and games, and I just love their pictures and love playing those. I hope you have fun in Germany at the Creative Arts Guild Festival. Tschüss, viel Spaß!
Okay, so we're going to share a few fun facts about Germany. So the name for Germany in the German language is not Germany. What is it, Arden?
Deutsch.
Deutschland, right? That's right. And the population of Germany was around 82 million in 2010. The capital of Germany is Berlin, and it is also the largest city. And Germany has the largest economy in all of Europe. So some of the large companies in Germany include BMW, Adidas or Adidas, depending on where you are from, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and Volkswagen, which we have very close to us here in Dalton, Georgia. They have Volkswagen in Chattanooga. So this one I found very interesting. Over 100 Germans have been awarded the Nobel Prize in their field, including Albert Einstein, who was born in Germany. So some highlights in German arts and culture. Germans have made tremendous contributions to classical music and the traditions of famous German or Austrian composers such as Bach, Mozart, and Beethoven, just to name a few. So Germans are very precise and they are great engineers. So it's not surprising at all that Germans have a strong tradition of printmaking and art. So by woodcut and engraving is how the printmaking is made. There is also strong representation of all phases of architecture. And that's represented in cathedrals and castles and public buildings. So originating in Germany at the beginning of the 20th century, Expressionism is a modernist movement initially in painting and poetry. Expressionism seeks to depict not the object's reality, but rather the subjective emotions and responses that objects and events arouse within a person. So Kandinsky is one of the famous artists who was at the beginning of this Expressionism movement and from Moscow. So the country of Germany's largest celebration is Oktoberfest, but it actually starts in September each year on a Saturday and ends 16 to 18 days later on the first Sunday of October. So Lebkuchenherzen, which is what we're going to make today, both as a craft version and as a cookie, real cookie version, that's the more specific name for a heart-shaped cookie that has become a staple in German celebrations, especially around Christmas time. These are typically harder than other varieties and decorated with intricate icing designs and lettering. Having emerged into popularity during the 1980s, they are sold at all of the largest festivals and celebrations in Germany. So the cookies are typically heart-shaped and often as large as dinner plates. Can you believe that? They are made with a variety of ingredients, and they come across a broad spectrum ranging from spicy to sweet. So let's go to the Creative Arts Guild and make some. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
Hi everyone, welcome to Jean's Kitchen here at the Creative Arts Guild. This is our culinary arts kitchen where we do all kinds of culinary arts classes and programs. And today we are in here for the Germany tent for our virtual festival. And we're making Lebkuchen Herzen, which is a traditional gingerbread heart cookie made in Germany for lots of the Germany open markets and festivals. So we are going to tell you how to do it. So if you go to the website at creativeartsguild.org and you print out the PDF of your recipe here, you can follow along. And there's a recipe for the cookies and for gingerbread spices to make your own gingerbread spice mix, as well as a cookie, a recipe for the royal icing. So as you can see, we're very excited. So let's get started. Okay guys, the first thing you want to do is to gather your ingredients. Arden and Georgia helped me before we started our video prepare our ingredients here. So we have 7 tablespoons of butter, 3/4 cup of honey, 5/8 cup of sugar, and 2.5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, plus 1 tablespoon of gingerbread spice mix. And if you go to the bottom of your recipe, there is actually a recipe for you to make your own gingerbread spice mix at home. But it essentially is a mixture of allspice, cinnamon, ginger, cloves, nutmeg, and a little bit of black pepper. So once you have these ingredients, you're going to go ahead and turn on a medium saucepan on your stove. So here we go, guys. Warming it up, and we're going to go ahead and bring the butter. I'm going to put the butter in there, Arden. Just plop it right into here. Good job. The butter and the honey. This one's going to be sticky, so I'm going to do the honey. Whoa! Get it all out. No. So that's the butter and the honey. And Georgia, my sweet Georgia, can you add the sugar? I'm going to bring it to you. So just pour it right in, try not to spill. Woo, perfect. Okay, yes, you can add one more thing. So we're bringing the sugar, and then we're going to go ahead and add the cocoa powder. So I'm going to add the cocoa powder. And Georgia, add the gingerbread spice mix. So we're going to go ahead and add all of these ingredients together into a medium saucepan, and we are going to stir it up and let it boil until the sugar dissolves. So, you let it boil a good long while until that sugar is kind of dissolved down. So I'm going to get a spoon, and we're going to boil that mixture. Hello, welcome back. So Arden is stirring up that mixture on the stove, and we're going to bring it to boil as the butter melts. While that mixture is boiling on the stove or starting to boil, mixing together, we are going to go ahead and combine our dry ingredients. So you need 5 cups of flour and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So we prepare them over here, and you will need 1 egg in just a moment as well. So what you're going to do, Georgia, I'm going to take this off for a minute. Let's combine, that's the baking powder and salt actually. Those are both those ingredients. That's 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. And this is 5 cups of flour. Perfect, that's okay. And we're just gonna combine them and give them a little bit of a spin actually. No, don't put the egg in yet. So we're gonna let them just combine a minute just to mix them all, make sure they're pretty evenly combined. Okay. So now you're going to make a little bit of an impression in the flour, and right in that hole, Georgia, can you pour that egg right in this flour, the hole in the flour? Pour it right in. Go ahead, plop it in.
What about the egg white?
Oh, the egg white too, the whole egg. Perfect. And then we leave it right there, and we get ready for our liquid ingredients that are boiling on the stove. Okay, so our mixture is on the stove and it's boiling, and it smells so good. So we're going to let it boil a few minutes, and then we are going to turn it off and let it cool slightly before we add it to the dry mixture. Okay, so our mixture boiled and it's cooled slightly. So remember, we have our flour, our salt, our baking powder already in here, and the egg is just sitting in that little impressioned area. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on at a low speed. And as I do, I'm gonna pour this, it still is, fairly hot mixture, slowly, and I'm just gonna let the mixer do all the work. And slowly but surely, we will end up with some dough. So you kind of wait for the dough ball to form. Don't touch Asher. Hot. Pull Asher back a little bit, Georgia. Asher really likes baking. He likes looking into the... Don't, Georgia, this is a hot pan. Don't get close to it, okay? I'm almost done pouring. Asher, careful. It will be hot. Okay, so pretty good. I'm gonna go get the spoon to get the rest pushed in there. And then you just let the mixer do the work. It's gonna mix around until there's a nice dough formed. That's okay, you won't touch it, baby. You see that happening there? And pretty soon, that whole dough ball will be ready for us. All right, it looks like our dough looks pretty good. I'll take the camera in. I think it's ready to go. So we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna roll our dough ball into a little ball, and we're gonna wrap it in plastic wrap over here till it's nice and tight. And then you leave it out, room temperature, for 48 hours. Or it says 4 to 48 hours.
Is that hot? The bottom?
So it's warm because it's been in that warm mixture. So we're gonna take it out. We're gonna get it into a nice big dough ball. My mixture, I did ours gluten-free, so our mixture was a little bit dry. So I added some water because this dough is supposed to be soggy right now. A little on the soggy side.
Soggy feet yesterday.
So wrap it up with plastic wrap. And we're gonna do another layer around this way, and then we'll leave it out for 4 to 48 hours. Okay guys, so now we're in the art room at the Creative Arts Guild. So while our dough is chilling and kind of waiting and resting, we're gonna do a paper craft around the Lebkuchenherzen. So we have some brown construction paper in your bag that you picked up, and if not, you can do this at home. You can get white paper and color it brown, or we have brown construction paper with hearts on it. We have 6 hearts. You can do 1 or as many as you want. But and we also have 1 string to make 1 into a necklace, which is how some of the Lebkuchenherzen are worn. But if you want to have more, you can bring more string, and at home you will need scissors and a hole puncher. So the first thing is Arden and George are going to go ahead and cut out the hearts. So let's take the hearts out of the bag. You guys go ahead and cut out the hearts on those black lines. I'm going to grab a hole puncher while you do. I can remember where we put them. Okay, so Arden and Georgia and Asher are decorating their Lebkuchenherzen. So as you do, go ahead and look online. There's a lot of examples of what these look like, but a lot of them have bright colors and they have messages on them as well. And if you go to your recipe book or the recipe PDF on the website, or if you picked it up at the Guild in the packet, right here, Asher, then there's actually a whole list of words that you might decorate with. There's phrases you might decorate with. And so it says German and English phrases. So things like I love you, I like you, little sparrow, because I like you. For my girls, so kind of like little Valentines. I like you so much. For Mother's Day, hug me. And of course, then they have them in German too. So ich liebe dich, ich mag dich. Let's see what else I can do. For my Mädel, for my little girl. And then there's number 1 teacher. So children and families in Germany make these for each other to exchange and to express love and gratitude. So refer to that and decorate yours. And again, check them out online. There's some beautiful, beautiful pieces. So as you're coloring, once you kind of have decorated yours, the next step is to take a hole puncher and punch 1 hole on either side of the heart. And then you can take the string. Whose string can I borrow?
Mine.
Okay, wonderful. Then you can take the string that's in your bag and string 1 through 1 hole and 1 side through the other hole, and then Lebkuchenherzen necklace. And you can wear it around your neck just like this. So these are the paper versions you can make for each other, and we will get back to our cookie versions in just a minute. So Arden is showing off his finished product here, and he decided to do 3-on-1, which I love. So this would be another idea. But he put himself in the middle, and on either side are our dogs, Bitters and Deacon. Hey guys, okay, we're back and ready to roll out our dough. Our dough is rested and it's ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and get it out of the plastic wrap and divide it into smaller pieces. Of course, we just washed our hands, so everyone at home wash your hands before we start touching all this. And then we are gonna go ahead and do a small piece at a time. We have 2 different rolling pins here. We'll roll it out. Yeah, we'll take turns. George is gonna start. All right, I can get you your own one to roll. I'm gonna get you your own. All right, you can have that one. Georgia, roll it out.
Can you give me that?
Let's see, here, Arden. Let me give you a piece. Oh, and everyone at home, wait a minute, everyone at home, go ahead and preset your oven to 350. So, oven's going to 350. We're gonna leave that one for a minute, okay, Arden? So you can go ahead and you can even, I sometimes even on this one, push on the middle too. Okay? Let's see. Rolling out the dough. Good job. Okay, and then once they've done a good job, I'm just going to come in and even it out just a little bit. We'll probably go to about 1/4 inch thick. These can be a little bit thicker. Now, Lebkuchen Herzen are completely edible, but they're not often eaten from what I researched. Now, others may say differently. From what I read, a lot of times, kind of like how we make gingerbread houses, they're really more for the art of it. Although some people eat their gingerbread houses. So we have hearts in different shapes and sizes. The bigger ones will be easier to write messages on, but any of them are fine. You want to try the big one? So get to the end and press it down. Good, Arden. So don't peel it up. When you do the rolling, you leave it just there. And then what I like to do is come back and spread out. Good job. Wait. Okay, that's fine. That works. I was just going to leave this down because you can probably cut another small part there and then just pick this one up. So we're going to pick this one up, and I have a cookie sheet over here for us. You can spray your cookie sheets at home. I have some of these silicone mats that I like, but I think you can spray your sheet a little bit, but I bet it doesn't need too much spray because it's just gingerbread. It kind of is a thicker cookie, and it shouldn't stick too much. Great. So yes, if you leave your dough down, you might have room for one more. So I'll put this other part over here. Good job. Let's see.
And maybe eat your dough.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, can I make a heart?
Yep, you can do it now, Arden. Yours is nice and ready.
Which ones are easier to send messages?
You can't eat the dough. Oh, Georgia, don't eat the dough. It does just have one raw egg in it, but it does have raw egg, so be careful. Actually, I guess it kind of cooked itself with the warm liquid, which is why you can leave it out, but, okay.
Now we make it up in the oven.
So we're gonna go ahead and roll out the rest of our cookies, and we'll show you when they're ready to go in the oven. So you can pause at home. Okay, so we are all done rolling out our cookies and pressing them and placing them in the pans. So now I'm going to take a toothpick and go 3/4 of an inch or so in each direction on both sides of the heart. And I'm going to make little holes.
We have one hole.
You want to put one in the middle? Okay, Georgia wants to do hers differently. Traditionally, I think they are hung from 2 holes.
Can this be my gingerbread man?
We can try to bake that, buddy. All right, let's see this way. And you want to make them big enough again so that a string can easily fit through them at the end so these can be worn around your neck.
Cookies worn around your neck?
Yeah.
Are you going to eat them?
As necklaces. You guys can eat them, but did you hear me say that sometimes, I don't know in Germany if these are eaten as much as they are decorated, kind of like a gingerbread
Good to be
house.
eaten.
Yeah, but I'm sure they're going to be delicious. So we are going to make sure to do that. So I'll show everyone at home what we've got there as far as the holes in each spot. We're going to do that on the other one, and then we'll be ready to stick them in the oven. Okay, they're ready to go in the oven. One sheet, and one more. And number 2. And we are going to bake them at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. All right. Georgia, what time is it? The cookies are ready. Okay, stand back. It's hot. It smells so good in here. Oh, Asher's making all kinds of noises. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. And 1 and 2. Hot, hot, hot. 2. Wonderful. So now we are going to make our icing while they cool, and we'll be ready to decorate. Okay, we're ready to make the royal icing now, and it's just 3 ingredients, and this is going to make a lot of icing. Careful, but you want it because you want to have lots of different colors to decorate with. So we have we have 1 pound of confectioner's sugar, and then in Georgia, can you do this? Actually, this one next. It doesn't really matter, but can you pour this one? This is the 3 pasteurized egg whites. And then Asher, can you pour in the cream of tartar? Put it in here.
Cream of tartar?
Yeah, that's gonna help the egg whites peak. So we just put it all together in one big spot. Then we're gonna put it on our mixer here, and we're gonna turn it on slow at first, just to get the sugar so it doesn't fly around the room first. But then we will go a little bit higher. Careful, Asher. Until it starts to make the icing. And then we're gonna let it, we're gonna get to the point where it can peak. So it's about 7 to 10 minutes of beating high. So you see it's soaking up the sugar there. And now it's plushy. And then we'll go ahead and turn it on up. Okay, our icing looks pretty good there. We're gonna go ahead and turn it off. And you can see when we lift it up, it's got nice stiffness, sticks right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that big bunch of white icing and we're going to spread it into different bowls to color them. So while that was mixing, Georgia and I already put our food coloring. We did green, pink, yellow, blue, and then we're going to do 1 of red. And so we have the coloring in there. So as we add the white, we'll be able to stir it up. And the recipe did say not to use liquid food coloring because it might dilute the frosting. You'll lose that stiffness. So we used this icing colors packet to color our icing. So here we go. Okay, so we mixed up different colors. Arden is stirring the blue, and here's the red, and here's the leftover of the white. We ended up with yellow, pink, and green, and now we're going to put those into piping bags so that we have, oh, George is picking out our designs. We're going to put each one in a piping bag, and the way you do it is you fold it over this way to fill it up. And I'm going to go ahead and put the bottoms on, and actually I think for this, because I only have one thing to put on the bottom, I might just fill these up and just cut a small hole so that we can use our colors just with the bags instead of having the fancy tops. But I might save the fancy tops for just the white. Okay, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to decorate our cookies. So we have our cookies that we want to decorate, and we have all the bags of icing ready to go. So there's no method to this. This is all for fun. But again, check out online at all the beautiful pictures of all the beautiful Lebkuchen Herzen that there are online. And then of course, if you check the bottom of our recipe, there's all kinds of phrases that are traditionally listed on these, such as Ich liebe dich, ich mag dich, which is I love you or I like you. Number 1 Mom, Zoom Muttertag for a happy Mother's Day. So you can choose your phrase and your decoration. So, you ready, guys? We're having fun decorating. Everyone's doing their own style. Asher's tasting a little bit. So here's where we are.
Yeah, Mom.
Beautiful. I do a little leaf right here.
Mama!
I'm going to show them yours, Arden.
Mama!
Yes! You say the blessing? He's saying the blessing. It's time to eat. Okay, so we are done with our cookies. So we have, here are all our Lebkuchen Herzen. And Georgia has hers ready on a string. Georgia, you want to put yours around your neck for a minute?
But Mom, it's not mine.
I know, she made it as a gift. And here is one for festival. So maybe Asher can wear that one. So now we're ready for festival. What's our Le Kuchen Herzen? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for